Good morning. Welcome to 4x8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are working in my summer cover art project for the rest of July, maybe later. But I changed my mind. I know. I never do that. Never. I decided to go into Binder because I keep seeing all this Project Life stuff and I want to implement some of their process. I know it's not my thing, but this was a glued spine and it was becoming quite problematic, and it was going to be worse. And I couldn't add stuff the way I wanted to add stuff. As if it were like Week in the Life, not Project Life, Week in the Life. And I really, I love their process. I can't replicate it, but I want to give it another college try. So I got to get all this stuff pulled apart, punched holes in, and put back together in a binder where I can manipulate stuff. All the same paper, all the same stuff, not changing anything. That's what that perimeter is staying the same. But here we go. Here we go. I got it all in here, fiddling with hole punchers and everything. And I think I finally got it. It's in the same order, everything. I was very diligent about doing that part of it. Just because I want to keep it what I had, but it wasn't going to be functionable. And if I want to add stuff, that wasn't going to happen either. So I got it to function better, and I can add stuff. Okay, now that you've seen me fiddle with all this, and I told you my reason why I'm doing this, let's start. I think I'm going to put another paper clip here. I'm going to run out of paper clips, maybe. I'll steal some from my husband. Okay, because I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. Okay. It just wasn't kosher enough for me. I didn't like it getting lumpy and glumpy, and it was getting worse. So, the one I'm going to do today is from a magazine in 1965. Called Holiday. I've never heard of this magazine. I don't know that it's in print still, but they had a couple good summer covers, so I'm going with that. So this is kind of like a beige background with red and blue, and modern day grand tour, Paris nightclubs, sun in Sardinia, snow in Verbier, I guess that's in the south of France someplace, Europe's fine restaurants, shopping in Europe. So, or Switzerland, or wherever that is. I'm going to go with red and blue, pick out a couple words, and this is another reason why I'm doing this. Every year I get this disease. There are no pockets here, but I see all of the Week in the Life stuff, and Allie Edwards finally just put hers up, and I'm like, oh man. I like all that stuff. I don't necessarily like, I understand why she's doing it for sure, but I don't necessarily like a formula. But I get why they do that. And I'm like, kind of want some other stuff happening. And it wasn't going to be able to happen well with that lump that was getting created. So I pulled it apart. I have a couple of these little binders. Target used to carry these, and I used to buy them because I was fascinated with them. But they're a little bit bigger than A5s. I don't know how big these are. But, I mean, I've had several of these for years, and I've used a couple of them over the years. It doesn't have a brand on it anywhere. I imagine it's something like Avery. They've got little pockets here, so I can put my other covers that I have sort of sanctioned out for myself right there. And does it matter that there's a little bit of glue still on the spines in here? It's kind of cruddy. No, I want it to be kind of like that. And I'm going to tape this on here just because I'm not sure how I'm going to attach these yet. If I'm going to attach them at the end in an index, which I might, but I kind of want these here for the time being so I don't lose them because learning from experience. So, I'm going to, now this of course is not going to match red and blue. This might match red, but it's got too much purple in it. So You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to pull these out and paint blue on it and dry it. Because I kind of really want paint. And this one is a magazine, and I love how paint reacts to magazine stuff sometimes. But I need to move that out of the way. And let's get out some blue. True blue. Not to be confused with True Blue Spectacle. Miracle in You, or however it goes. I don't know exactly the Barry Manilow words, but okay, now let's see. I got a little paint scraper right in here somewhere. Or I did. Never fear, I have a whole bunch of them. And where is that little container? Yeah. Okay. Fresh. And it even says blue on it. Okay, that's meant to be. Okay. I thought about putting margins where the holes would go so I would not interfere. But I didn't. Okay, that little bit of red is working for me. Oopsie. Oh dear, I don't have my paint shirt on. I have a Glacier t-shirt on. We walked super early this morning, and it's super. It was, the heat index yesterday was 107. And it's because of the humidity. Although it's a little, I don't know how it's a little dry and a little not. I don't know how that works in weather terms. Okay. I'm going to turn off the camera, dry this, and I'll be back. Remember how I always tell you don't do as I do and I don't teach? This might be why. Because this sheet, when I scraped the blue, it went underneath and I got blue on the other side. It's okay. It's just part of the grunge. But then I got this too hot and I tried to spread around some red and I picked the red back up and got pink back. I did put some red on here because, but I might cover it up. I don't know. And I just now noticed this one has a hole in it. That's okay. That's okay. So I got a piece of paper on top of what's down here. Now, my thought, slightly, now we're going with, you know, there's no cream on here. We're just doing red and blue. But there's a lot of writing. And I'm thinking I might put, I'm not thinking, I am. Okay, hold on a second. I need to find some journaling cards that I won't use. Actually, I'm in my Allie Edwards drawer. Okay, this might work. These are from a journal kit. And it says who, what, where, when, why. It's question kit, I'm sure. But I'm not going to use them. I'm going to put holes in them. Theoretically in the middle. Close there, sort of. And then I'm going to have to decorate both sides because they're going to be loose. I'm thinking on the back, maybe I can find enough red and blue in here. Here's some red construction. in these tiny little scraps. Here's some blue. That's good. I said I would like to bring Rex Ray and Mark Harold into this, but I don't know yet how I'm going to do that. And I may not be talented enough to do that. / patient. That's part of my problem too. That's what I was telling that lady that I met the other day for quilting. Like, you're so patient. That's half the battle. And I'm just not patient. I want everything done right now. Right now. Okay, got another small thing of blue. I mean, of scraps. Ooh, there's blue, but I'm looking for scraps first. Always trying to use up scraps. Okay. Let's see what I can do with these. But I guess I'd better cover up the writing side with the scraps. I would kind of like to do it like in a crazy quilt, but not, I want right angles, or some right angles fashion. I'm going to have to poke my holes again. That's okay. All right, let's put a little blue down. I still get blue goops here and there. All right. This is construction paper. That looks a little pink against this other red, but we can work with it maybe. I would like to have this like on top of something like that. Because this is just going to be a decorative side in my head. And there's a few marks on these papers, and I'm okay with that too. Not really the margins, though. Did I tell you we saw 8 deer already this morning? We saw Hippity Hop. Except he's slowing down. Maybe his teenage years are kicking in. Okay. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this one in. I don't want exact shapes on each one. This is probably going to look stupid, but I'm still going to go for it. Okay. Okay, that's got... And there was a tour boat crash, capsized in Hulong Bay. I think some people died. That's where I was. But I don't think they were on the boats. We spent the 2 nights on the boat. These boats were more like day trip boats, it looks like, from what I can tell. And there were kids on them. Oh, I think some people were rescued. I think they said they found a little boy, like, up in an air gap after the boat capsized. Turned over, whatever that's called. Is that capsizing? kind of just want that word covered for sure. Okay. Oops, I got a corner up here. All right, let's put some stuff down here and see what it looks like. I'm getting blue on it because I have paint on my hands. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. In fact, I might do some more of that on accidentally purpose. Y'all ever do anything on accidentally purpose? I do. Probably because of my impatient stuff again. I'm just trying to get the flavor of the red and blue. And then on the other side, I'll have writing. Okay, I need a little bit of blue again. This is a little bit different tone. This might have a little, I hope he doesn't watch this and get insulted, but a little bit of a Mark Harold flair with the kind of like wild background. And if I don't do it exactly, I don't want to do it exactly like his anyhow, but if I don't accomplish it, I'm okay. That's what I should say. But I would like to kind of keep that in the back of my mind. Rex Ray and Mark Harold. Some way. Okay, I do want to cover up that border because it's kind of like a brown border. I think I want another sheep on here. Okay, we need something over there. Diet day 2 accomplished. Oh, by hook or by crook. And I walked. Although we kind of, Gunnar kept sitting down. And we walked at like 7 o'clock. And it was still like, hits you in the face, hot. But there's water along the way from people's sprinklers. And he had water, but he was like, kept sitting down on the last bits. And I'm like, Ken, let's just turn around and go back. He said, okay. All right. I'm good with that. Should probably put these back in that little box. Now, I have managed... Oh, there's another little bit. I wonder if I can crash with a marker. In fact, I might still mark these up anyhow. Yes. There's a little bit showing up here, but I might take this and do this. Because if you'll notice, there's a little bit of these squiggly lines with some circles in them and some squiggly circles with some dots in them. So I might take advantage of that thought process. Ooh, they look like eyeballs. Oh my goodness, they do. Okay, let's put the holes back in here. And then on the other side is where I want to write some words. Oh dear. Okay, so now I've got that in there. Where's that marker? I see some more. Look at me. This is what you call getting into your work. But I used another 2 cards that I would not have used from Allie Edwards, so that's good. I don't think she had this intended, but that's okay. Now, on the other side, I think I have a blue and a red pen in the gel Sharpie gel pens. I think I have blue and red. Of course, I'm never going to find them. Normally, I pick them out right away. Okay, there's blue, I believe. And I know I have red in the Sharpies. Here's red. Okay. Red. Is that blue or black? I think that's black. Okay, we're going to go with it. Wait a minute. What's this blue? No, that's another red. Okay, we're going with blue and black. I mean red and black. So now on here, and I'm okay with it being a little painty, scrappy looking, but I think I'm going to kind of try to write off the edge. So I wanted to write the word travel. And of course we need the word Paris. I think I'm going to put in the word 1965. I like these gel pens. Not the year I was born. Tour. And then this one has Europe on it too. And sun. Let's do sun since it's supposed to be summery. I don't know if I messed them up, made them worse. What about a blue border? And red. And red. Okay. Maybe one blue, one red. It's going to look a little gross. At this point, I'm kind of going for process on this project and not results. If results happen, that's good. But I'm kind of just going with the flow. I've been baking in the sun, and I'm a little dehydrated. This is my thought process. This is not true life. And I'm kind of forgetting what rules I do know or follow and just going for it. In other words, I'm just going for it. Okay, let's put all these pens back. Get them out of the way. Back into your little cubby hole back here. Squeaky chair. I need to tell my husband to WD-40 this thing. Whack it with some WD-40. All right, now. Whew, it's hot. It's hot with the air conditioner on. I'm under some lights in here. Whew. I had salad last night for dinner with a little bit of chicken and some roasted vegetables. I had a salad for lunch, and I'm already made my salad for lunch because if I make them in the morning, I just grab it in the refrigerator as if it was so easy and somebody brought it to me like a Kardashian. And I bet you didn't have that on your bingo card. And oh God, there's just paint everywhere. And okay, I'm good with this. This is grungy for sure. Nope, I'm dehydrated, baking in the sun, and I might have a little bit of a sunstroke, so we're going with it. And then tomorrow, something on here. Now, I like that paper. This is something I did on Procreate, and then there's a little bit of painting on it. Actually, I think this was a bunch of scraps glued on paper, scanned, then I made plus signs on top of it and printed it. And there's a little bit of painting on here too. And then this will be a magazine cover, a magazine paper weight. Oh, you know what? I don't want that side. I want this side. Because then you can see the words that are like copying that. Oh, for breakfast I'm having yogurt and fruit. The lady that came to see her dad, our friend, stopped at a famous peach farm on the way and by Florence, and got some peaches, and they gave us a few, and they're delicious. And I had the last of them this morning with yogurt. And tonight I have salmon and veggies and my lunch salad. But if I don't make at least the salad, sometimes, like yesterday, I made the salad, and because I'm using the same vegetables, one's roasted, one's fresh, and I'm just roasting them in a tiny bit of olive oil. And no, I think I have low cal something or other. Anyhow, I'm really watching the carbs, and I'm really watching the sodium, which is what I did last time. And I would like to at least have 10 pounds off by the time we go to the beach. I don't think that's a problem. Really 15 ideally. Then I'll be 5 ahead of where I was in January. And then that'll be a total of 35. And I would really like to lose 50 pounds. So maybe over the winter, over our time at the beach, I can lose 15 more. That's a goal. And then I found these exercises called Tibetan ritual. There's 5 Tibetan rituals. You're supposed to do 21 of each of the 5. And it's kind of like an exaggerated yoga. And you do those every day. And you can kind of maybe stretch a little bit farther, as you get into it. Plus the walking. The walking is really the key for me. I got to move. And some crunches. Because I do have my German ancestors' stomach. Anyhow. Okay. I think I'm going to go with this. It's really, again, the theory is I have heat stroke, okay? I got blue on here, but I'm okay with that. My sandpipers leave a lot to be desired. I'm okay with that. These are kind of semi upside down. It really doesn't matter, but there's more this direction than not. Okay. I like that. Except I think when all this is, because this is still a tad damp, when that's all said and done, I'm going to go back in here with red and cover up this pink. I might be able to do it now and just let it air dry. That's why I like things to air dry, because they dry better than the heat gun, because the heat, oh dear, you can still mess with stuff. I can see this happening. A little bit with heat gun stuff, because you think it's dry. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And voila. Ooh. I needed blue on here anyhow. All right. I think that's it for today. I love these things. These things end up being some of my favorite things. It's a little scrap. It needs to go back in the scrap drawer. I was looking for a rubber band yesterday, and I kept picking this up thinking it was a rubber band, but it's not. I did this like 2 times. I'm like, oh, it's in the paper. heat stroke. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. Thanks for watching. Bye.